What is the single most consequential mistake made in history? Governor of Otrar, Inalchuk, ordering the execution of a Mongol trade caravan sparked the Mongol invasion of the Middle East, ending the Islamic Golden Age and devastating both the population and infrastructure. You can make an argument that the region still feels the pain from the wounds of that conflict. King W. Ladislaw Roman III really should have waited for Lord Hunyadi to return from his charge on the flanks before he charged up the center towards Murad's command tents. Had he done so, the 13th Crusade would have been successful, and as a consequence we may never have seen the fall of Constantinople, the expansion of the Ottoman Empire, or the subsequent maritime exploration of Africa and the Americas in an attempt to find a maritime route to the Indian subcontinent. Imagine how different the history of the world could have been had that one young king shown just a little bit of restraint. History-wise, Cassius killing himself thinking the entire battle was lost. Without him, it was all over. But if he would have lived to fight another day and him and Brutus would won the Civil War, it would drastically changed history. Everything-wise, whenever the last universal common ancestor of all life became whatever came next. An honorable mention, the iron content in spinach was mistakenly assumed to be very high since the analysts put the comma in the wrong place. A lot of people still think spinach is one of the foods the highest in iron content. It's not. Hitler starting war with Russia even after his generals told him not to. Some guy named Genghis Khan sent us an emissary. Just kill him. You sure? Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? In the beginning the universe was created. This has made a lot of people very angry and been widely regarded as a bad move. Putting lead in gasoline. Well, that or the fall of the Roman Empire. America might be a vastly different country had Lincoln not been assassinated. Something not recorded in history. That fucking fish that just had to go on land and breathe air. 'Cause of that, I gotta be at work dealing with bullshit all day. Thank you everyone for all the replies I woke up to. I'm having a great time reading all the responses and learning a lot. How WW1 started. Mohammed Roman II condoning his governor killing Genghis Khan's ambassadors and seizing their treasure. The Mongol destruction of the Khwarezmian Empire was on a scope and level of violence that no conqueror in history could ever reach. The fall of the Khwarezmian Empire ended the Muslim Golden Age as the rest of the Near East, modern-day Iraq, Turkey, and Syria all fell to the Mongols. Had Muhammad Roman II accepted Genghis' offer of friendship and trade, he would have been wealthier than Crassus or perhaps even Mansa Musa. Instead, they provoked the wrath of Khan. Genghis said during the conquest when the people begged God to help them, "I am the punishment of God. Had you not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you." Splitting the atom might really come back to bite us in the butt. When that guy shot the gorilla and pushed us all into the Biff Tannen is president timeline in Back to the Future. I've seen a couple jokes about Hitler being denied entry to art school, but if you want to take the Hitler route, the real answer would be the German army assigning him to spy on the Nazi Party in 1990. Doing so introduced him to the Nazi Party and galvanized his already held political and anti-Semitic beliefs, allowed him to begin giving speeches in beer halls and drastically increased party membership. He then supplanted Anton Drexler as the leader, took the title of Fatra, and began the path toward WW2 and the Holocaust. Despite the fact that the Nazi Party existed prior to Hitler, then known as the DP, Hitler was the one who was able to take it from a group of nationalists and anti-Semites meeting for drinks in beer halls to a serious organization that spread its influence and rapidly grew in numbers. To put this into context, Hitler's party membership was number 555. They started membership numbers at 500 to make it appear they were larger than they were. Within 2 years, after he quit the Nazi Party and only rejoined when he was promised the leadership position, the title of Fatra, and total control of the party, he was member number 3,680. He was speaking to crowds of nearly 16 people by 1921. UK not rearming quickly enough after WW1. The father of Emperor Wilhelm II to decide to smoke, causing cancer, and early death, and thus no time to realize his lenient, pro-British attitudes. It might have prevented WW1. Historians are not 100 agreeing, and thus prevented WW2, the Cold War. Christopher Columbus using the wrong units of measurement, leading him to believe the Earth was small enough that he could reach India by sailing west.